Good morning, everyone. You should be able to hear me okay. Let me know if you can. Would be great. Excuse me as I clear my throat. But good to have you here. My name is Paul Tran. I'm going to dive into what's new, what's going on this week. Good to have you here, Frank. Nice to see you, buddy. General Kenobi, Norsh, Sean, Andreas, Michelle. Audio and video is good. I got an okay from my tech person. So, Sam Peterson, good to see you as well. So we have a, excuse me, a full week. Excuse me. First off, in news of the day, we're drinking a maple bourbon coffee that you can get from Target. So yeah, maple bourbon, and it tastes like it tastes like bacon is what it tastes like. Like maple bacon is what it actually tastes like. All right, now that's out of the way. And let's go ahead and get this party started. As you can see right behind me, Monday and Tuesday, we're in day 2, by the way, for our awesome guests, just so you know. And I can kind of click over. Hopefully you've been watching these streams, drawing and painting planes, trains, and automobiles with Spencer Nugent. Spencer, obviously, I think it's pretty well known, has an amazing portfolio. You could do a sketch a day, right? So he does sketch a day. You can check out all of his work and his workshops and tutoring and everything, as you can see right over here. So it's cool to get some free training from Spencer, which is awesome. So yes, it's coffee that tastes like bacon. Sounds weird, and you would be right. But it's actually pretty good. It's my little treat for the day. It's awesome. So also right here, you can see drawing for wildfire awareness with Paco and Voodoo Val. So this is just really cool, getting inspired by the beauty of Northern California, and really just kind of being aware of the wildfires that are going on, obviously, and what we can do to help. So I like how have these two helping out, and they're really big into this, so I think it's awesome. Paco's a huge, basically, environmentalist. Can I say that? Kind of like myself, but even more so. And yeah, so check out that. That's later today as well. Let's move on, because we also have later this week, which is Wednesday and Thursday, so essentially tomorrow and the day after that, we have some more stuff. So I think this will be cool. I'm really looking forward to this, by the way. Right in here, take a look. Designing an Afrofuturistic collage with David Alabo. So again, just really neat, an Afrofuturistic collage, right? So yeah, just sounds awesome. And I've talked about David before. I think he's awesome. He does great work, as you can see. And can we just take a moment to admire his type style? It's so good. Right. Hello, Murray from Brampton, Ontario, Canada, which I have not been to. I don't know where that is, but I'm interested. So yeah, so this will be really fun. I like David's work. I don't know. It's kind of like very much in the vein of what I like to do. So that is Wednesday and Thursday. And lastly, let's look at Liz. There we go. Here's Liz's work. I have like so many screens going on, so if you're ever live streaming, like, I get it. It's a whole thing. Logo design for a home goods boutique with Lizzie Campbell. So sort of like a real world graphic design, right? What it takes to get the job done, which I think is cool. So you can check out Asteria Studio. So what she does, her services, all that fun stuff. So I think that's going to be really cool. Again, I'm really into fonts. I'm really into this font too, right? It's kind of fat and has some character to it. It's very awesome. Yes, Norvella, you're looking forward to David's as well. Awesome. Me too. And again, just having this stuff on in the background, you just pick up all the stuff that you didn't know, in the first place. So I think that's cool. That's all. That's what we have for amazing designers. Boom, 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 boom. So many good ones. It's going to be great. But let's dive into some news right now. Oh, that's a, where's my smooth cut? I'm so sorry about that. But Wade, what's up? All right, so just kind of reminder of Adobe Max. So yeah, we're all like head down working on Adobe Max content, things like that. I know people that are creating sessions, like I know my session for illustrators due this week, so I'll be recording that. So that's kind of what's going on. We're super busy with Max sneaks, all the keynote presentations and everything. So that's just your typical shout out you'll hear over the next couple weeks. So if you do get registered, just kind of puts that on your calendar so you know not to miss whatever content you signed up for. So keep that in mind, everyone. And as part of the community, oh yes, Michelle's excited for Max. That's awesome. Norsh is as well. Cool. Thank you for posting that, Sam. And if you're joining me elsewhere, I'm so sorry. No, I'm glad you're joining me elsewhere, by the way, but sorry if I've been missing the chat. But you could always go to behance.net/Adobe Live. And hello, everyone. There we go. All right, so communities, basically. So we're testing out communities, or excuse me, Twitter is testing out Twitter communities. So it's topic-specific communities. And again, as part of the community team, this is important to me. So it's just a sort of a limited release, but basically it's going to be topic-based, right? So it'll be moderated discussions on Twitter about specific topics. You know, but anybody will be able to read and quote them. But I just like that it's topic-based. We'll hopefully do some tests, just so you know, on Twitter around communities, just so you know. And yeah, so that's the short of it. So keep an eye out for that. Oh, my hair looks good. Thank you. Hardly no product in it, which is weird. All right, so that should be kind of fun. We'll see what happens. I just like keeping everybody abreast of social media news and things like that. So Norvell, registered and ready. Golf clap. Good to hear. Let's take a look at a couple other things, right? So we're aware of that. Also want to kind of let you guys know of a new series that we have as well. So our semi-new, this Make It Happen series. And what this is these are professionals. So it's like sort of Adobe Live, but it's condensed down within a couple minutes, just so you know. And I could send you this link, but here's the playlist. So it's put on by the stock team, right? But basically we hired a couple designers, right? Creating, say, Magdale Lopez. Sorry about that. You know, how he's created a marquee type poster. So he'll go through that whole process and show you how he does it, grabs the images from stock. His even has some animation. And yeah, I'm a huge Magdale Lopez fan, if you didn't know. So again, check that out. And below, usually there are links and additional info. So right down here, should have a little bit more, I don't know, hopefully some more in terms of resources. But yeah, that's just a new series, and I think it's kind of cool. Because it has some awesome artists in it, is kind of what it comes down to. All right. Let's see if the copy and paste gods are with me now. I'm trying to paste that into chat. Nope, that's not it. But anyways, Make It Happen with Adobe Stock. Cool artists. You guys get the idea. Let's move on. Oh yeah, Doritos. If you guys find these anywhere, Tangy Pickle. I totally want to try them. They had them out at one time, and then now they're just re-releasing them. So Tangy Pickle Doritos. And give me 1 second. Yeah, that's it for news, but I want to get into some resources and some just additional articles, just so you know. Yeah, who loves, like, I love pickle, like, you know, pickle chips and stuff. It's really good. I don't think I'm unusual at all, but I'm also drinking like maple bacon coffee, even though it's known as maple bourbon. Thank you so much for posting that, Sam. I appreciate it. So again, this is just an interesting article just posted by ArtNet. So I'm just going to share this with you really fast. I just think this is cool. Just kind of published. What causes a creative hot streak? You know, involves a couple habits. I'll let you guys read up on it. The short of it is, Okay, so you could read through all of this. Okay. So here we go. This is the important part I just kind of wanted to highlight. They tend toward a more diverse body of work in the period before the hot streak. So it's kind of like these artists would, you know, expand out into these other areas, take all this other information from other areas, and then go back to their discipline, and it starts to influence their discipline. So within their same vein, that individuals become substantially more focused on what they work on, reflecting on the exploitation strategy during the hot streak. So all that to say, it's like the more exposure you get to other things, you may not think it's related or not, but that influences your work. At the end of the day, you're doing the work, and that's kind of what happens with their hot streak. So I'm going to copy and paste this for you, and I think that's kind of cool. We all want a hot streak, you know? Let me know if you guys are on a hot streak. We'd love to hear how everybody's like workflow's going and how their, their projects are going. Do you feel like you're in a hot streak now or not? Would love to hear. So sorry I can't get this copy and pasted in there. Oh. Trying my darndest. But as you can see, it's right here. You could literally go to ArtNet. It's probably within the first couple. Please be there. It was just published yesterday. So, all right. All right. Just reading up on chat, making sure we got all these questions answered. There we go. There you go. What causes a creative hot streaks? You can find it literally on the homepage. So I don't know. That was like inspirational to me. It's like even though you might be doing something unrelated or in a sort of a parallel field, it will impact your work. All right. Maybe not a streak. Okay, well, hey, maybe you're not on a hot streak. It's all about doing the work. At the end of the day, it's just about doing the work. That's what I think. All right, let's switch over and dive into maybe some work that from people that are on a hot streak. So let's take a look. All right, so sorry that might have started looping, but yes, welcome back, everybody. So in that vein, it's like about exposing yourself to as much diverse work as possible and see how that influences you. And really, don't stress out over it. It's just like things you like, right? I typically go to Best of Behance, but let me just kind of show you this work by Anastasia Suravova. Let me switch over. There we are. Right, again, just I like these brush strokes. I think the more you get into digital, the more you appreciate just like what looks like natural brush strokes. This looks very much like an Adobe Fresco type of situation. And I love this mysterious mask. So it's just, again, really cool. It, doesn't have to be complex. This isn't that complex, but it's certainly beautiful and dynamic, if you ask me, right? So again, just cool work. Made in Photoshop, right, with those various brushes. As is noted off to the side, Photoshop, but you could also make this in Fresco. And again, I just think it's like really beautiful work, that's all. So just exposing you to different art, different artists that maybe you're not following. That's totally fine. Hey, now I'm following her all of a sudden. By the way, you can always go to Behance, obviously click Discover, right, and dive in and find out what's cool to you, like this guy. It's literally kind of adjacent to my current field. Yeah, it is design, but here it's design with paper. So again, just like something really cool. I'm like, oh, could I simulate this like in Illustrator? How does this influence my style? Like, I love the texture of it all and the realness of it all. And I think the last two kind of show that realness of projects. So again, this one, just so you know, let me kind of click through. Lovely. You can see that little wire right there, by the way, just holding them up. See that? I just hold them up. Like, this could be like this looks like wrapping paper, for his tattooed sleeves. But I'm just like, oh, it's still cool, right? And that is from People 2, just so you know. So you can check out all of their work. It's just a cut paper style. Absolutely love it. People 2, T-O-O. Let's take a look at something again. Very, yeah, Kimmy loves paper. You do like paper. Kimmy, I was listening to your, or watching your stream earlier, and all your cool projects, and like, I don't know if you have a paper cutting machine, but that would help out a lot, right? So kind of continuing on, Greg, or Graph Art, that's who this is from, Paris, France. Greg DMNT, Mechanica. It's just really cool looking work. Like, look at this, right? It's one thing to draw things well, but then to have that creativity and the discipline to really create something kind of complex, right? This looks very complex to me, right? And then just really good use of color, right? I would love to see all the previous versions of this. But here in this one does show sort of two different versions. It's like, hey, does this work? Sort of a minimalist use of color, just really a splash of, there's black, there's the color of the paper. So pink, black, white, yellow, 4 colors, right? And then this fun one. So again, it's super cool. And again, just here to inspire you, right? Just fun stuff, huh? I don't know. I like it. Find out for yourself. See what's on Behance. Again, the detail, focusing on some of this. Look at this right in here. Check this out. Probably didn't notice this. There's, gosh, I forget what it's called. But there's an offset of the red and the blue channels, right? So that's what they are. We'll do a little bit of an offset with the red and blue channels to get this, I don't know. It just, I don't know. I don't know why visual artists do this, but it tends to enhance their work. I don't know. I also think of Sasha Vinogradova, who said the same thing and showed me the same thing. So anyways, enough talking about this. Obviously you're inspired, right? Just think it's cool, right? That's awesome, right? Okay. And maybe illustration isn't your thing. Let's talk about fonts. Can we really fast? I've got Blings. Chappy, that's fun. All right, so let's just take a look at like sort of the font of the week, or really just font trends, typography trends, right? That I personally have seen a lot of. So let's take a look at this really fast. Let's jump back. Over to this champ text. And again, this is just one example of, I don't know, what would you call it? What would you call this font? Like a heavy, it's not even a heavy decorative. It's a heavy sans serif with just a couple little flourishes on it. But this text is called Champ, right? You could find this on Behance if you Google it, right? See it right here. A fun and friendly sans serif is what they call it. And you can see all these different versions and how it's being used. Like, look at this, right? So I point this out because, you know, you will find this font style lots of places. In fact, if we go to Discover and we could just do a search on font typography, for instance, and we'll go through this and we'll start to see sort of similar tendencies to having that thick font with a little bit of decorativeness, right? As I scroll down, and maybe I'll find some good examples, but all of these have that same look. It's like, it has this level of playfulness to it, and it's a thick sort of sans serif. So that's all I'm talking about. We could take a look at this in projects, by the way. Let's take a look at this project really fast, right? From Dieline, which is a great resource, right in here. Very similar font. I don't know exactly what font they used, but right down here, this is from If Only Creative. It's all about this razor product, but you could see that same font being used, and it just works. Can we agree? Right? Can we agree that's just nice? This is design. Design is all about restraint, you know? It doesn't have to be overworked, right? It's just very simple, and I'm into it. So that's kind of where I'm at with things I like personally. And I hope you are too. But you start to notice these trends, and what I'm trying to point out is this trend with this really thick, fat font and stuff like that. Joanna, hello. So I have 5 minutes. I want to get into some fun technology previews if I could. And I'm just going to jump right into it, even though I don't have a lot of setup for it, shall I? Let's just jump right into it. So you're going to see a lot of this coming for Adobe Max. I feel like there's going to be a lot of like beta programs, us testing out things, us giving things to you to have you test out to see if you like it, right? And you'll see them appear in places like Photoshop, right? So we go to Photoshop, we'll go to Preferences, and right down here, Technology Previews. So this is one example. So kind of get ready for this sort of thing. Technology Previews. So this is one place the technology will pop up. Another thing you'll notice, if you get involved in any beta programs, we have a lot of our betas will be in the Creative Cloud desktop app. So if you do sign up, it should actually be here, beta apps, right? And then pre-releases is actually an older one, but this is beta apps is where these things will appear. And yeah, there's some betas in there. How exciting, right? Sort of the next version of Photoshop and Illustrator, right? But right in here, go into these technology previews, turn on some of these. I have not had this, but this is an option in case you have problems with 3D content or things not appearing properly. Mine is more about this one, enable content aware tracing tool, right? So we could turn that on, right? And we can just see what we get. What that little note says is it says, hey, there is a tool that's gonna pop up behind your pen tool, right? So we'll go over here, we'll go behind it, and we can see content aware tracing. It's just a new tool that we're trying out. And really we need to work on it some more. That's why it's in beta. So this is not gonna be perfect, but let's try it. Boom, there it is. Let's just like zoom in on this guy right here. And I want to create a new shape over it. And rather than me having to select it like I usually would in some archaic way, this content aware tracing tool, it's like if I just roll over that line, do you guys see that? As I roll over it, let's do this edge. It starts to highlight that edge, right? Can you see it there? It's like, hey, I think I'm gonna turn this into a shape. Boom, there it is. Oh, we need to continue it down here. And again, it's not gonna be perfect, we could see, but I'll just kind of click around this a little bit. I'm still learning how this works as well, because it's getting some of these paths, but maybe not all of them, right? There we go, click, click. Oftentimes, you know, it might connect to the previous path, it might not, but that's okay. You could see it's creating those different shape layers off to the side. But yeah, that's kind of where this is at. Just clicking around, doing my thing. It's just a technology preview, right? We're refining it, right? My detail is at 1%. Let's crank this up some. Oh, this is really cool. This is the detail level you get. So as I drag the detail level over, it's saying, hey, I will happily pick up more detail if you would like, Paul. That's pretty awesome. By the way, you like this? Leah Jackson likes it. You know, I want to see this. I don't know. I kind of want to see this in Illustrator. I want to bring in a raster file, and what you usually do is you outline it. So you'll do a you'll do a trace of it or something, and I think this would work there. So you guys get the idea, right? There we are. Add or subtract, whatever you want to do. But again, this is just kind of the beginning. Feel free to play with this. This is not something that I have monopoly on. You have this right on your desktop right now, which is cool. So check it out for yourself. And once that's all done, you can take all these shape layers and then merge them. So let's go right down here. Merge shapes. Now it's all one solid shape. And it's not perfect. I need to tighten it up, but you get the idea. Okay. Yeah, the detail slider I just noticed too, Justin, so you're not alone. Hello, Elysium and Digital Garage. I see you out there. Trisha, awesome. Glad you guys like this. This is just kind of just grazing the surface. I'm kind of already out of time. I'll leave you just with like, a bunch of free stuff, as you can see. Places I go to get free stuff so I can work on them. Yes, so this and Illustrator would have made life so much easier as a screen printer. Yeah, it's all about like kind of vectorizing and giving me those clean lines, by the way, because there's other ways we could do this, but we need as few points as possible. So thanks so much, everybody. Love hanging out with you. Geez, it's been a while, but we're head down in Max land. So either way, let's continue the conversation over some maple bourbon coffee online. So thanks so much, everybody. We'll see you all soon.